Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 94 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm your host here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
He's back.
I'm back.
And he brought a friend with him.
That'd be me.
I brought backup because I'm just not really all there, all here yet. So Jason's back. We brought Jason.
Back.
This is a big week. This is wedding week. So we're going to have all sorts of guests at the house this week. It's going to be a great time. And then we're getting married. Not we, but me. And
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
On Friday. So
Well,
big week. Big
There'd be legalities involved with the two of you.
Big things happening.
Big things
I don't
popping.
know what's happening here.
Yeah. So Sean was gone in Oktoberfest. I mean, he wasn't, you know what I mean. He was in Germany.
I was gone.
He was gone while he was at Oktoberfest. Sean and Brittany went there. Come back Friday. We're going to have all the deets on that. If you've ever wondered what the heck Oktoberfest is like for a couple of crazy American kids, come back on Friday. We got everything for you. Special three-way Friday show on Friday. But for now, it is episode 94. And we're going to get right into it. Sean, you didn't get to watch it because you were out of the country. Jason, do you care about WWE? I forget.
Yes.
Did you watch No Mercy?
Yeah, I did.
What the hell happened? Cesaro didn't break his teeth. They were shoved up into his skull.
Yeah, and it was one of those weird, like, oh, I got thrown into the ring post. I'm going to smash my face off the turnbuckle. Or I got thrown into the corner. I'm going to smash my face off the ring post moments. And just he comes back and he's bleeding all over the place.
Like he
full
did.
on. Or
like
something.
he went. He had his hands there, but it's like he didn't catch himself or something. And went, and he turned around and just went, oh.
It was just like
He just collapsed.
his front 2 or 3 teeth were just shoved
just
up into
went,
his jaw. Yeah.
God.
He just took his hand off, and there was just blood everywhere.
I saw like pictures and video of it, but I never saw when it actually happened. I just assumed he did that and they just got knocked.
That's
out.
what I assumed. But then when I heard they went up into a skull, I was like, I think that's kind of worse.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. I didn't know that could happen.
I
mean,
didn't either, but it's a whole lot of force, I guess.
I mean, your teeth aren't really attached to your jaw in a lot of
I
cases.
know, but where do they go?
You never know where they're going up there. So that, to me, was the highlight of the pay-per-view. Although I have a problem with that match because then when
The powerbomb. That should have just ended.
That should have been
cool,
it. The crowd went nuts, especially Cesaro fighting back with a bloody mouth. You powerbomb Rollins onto Ambrose. 1. Everybody's counting along. 2. Yeah. 3. Oh! And it's just like, what? Everybody on Twitter was just like, okay, you've officially, like, you've killed this pay-per-view now.
Right,
like, that
yeah.
makes, there's no, Braun
Mercy.
Strowman shouldn't have kicked out of that move. Especially
Right,
not freaking
yeah.
Dean Ambrose.
No, it was that was kind of like the downturn to it for
Yep.
me. Although my respect for Cesaro, like I always liked Cesaro,
I
anyways.
love that dude.
And now it's like my respect for him is even higher because it's like that has got to hurt like a mother.
I don't. Oh my God!
I'm still trying to like picture it.
He went like this,
No, I mean I know what happened.
and
but
they're here. I thought they both snapped in half, and then when I heard they went up into his skull, I'm like, I can't. And then he finished the match. He's still doing all. Every time he'd get like hit in the face, I'm like, oh my God, please just stop! Don't
Right.
hit him in the face. Oh, it was horrible. The title match was horrible. Braun goes right at him, gets a few shots in, running power slam, kicks out. And then it's like the thing with Joe where it's just all of a sudden, oop, F5 done.
Yeah.
But Joe is not Braun Strowman. Joe is not this 6'8", 385-pound monster that you've built up, and then he goes down in one F5.
right.
The thing that annoys me actually is more of a generality. Their finishing moves aren't as protected as they once were, right?
No, not at all.
Like Razor's Edge, when he hit it, it was game over,
yeah.
right?
Stunner.
Almost exclusively game
Except for
over.
WrestleMania and The Rock, because then it was they're going to kick out of each other's finishers like 10 times.
Yeah.
But
And Rock's going to oversell it and do
Yes.
cartwheel. But no, like most of the finishers nowadays are just like, okay, well, is this going to be the false finish or the real finish?
Right.
It's really annoying. Yeah. But Lesnar having the F5, which does, like, don't get me wrong, getting Braun Strowman up on your shoulders and then tossing him off like that, that's impressive. I mean, I think Strowman needs a better finisher, though.
then
But,
a freaking running power slam.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he
Right.
did it to the Big Show.
Right.
So, It's not like he's not strong enough, but
Yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, okay, he's gonna kick out 1, 2. Oh, he what? He pinned him? Why? It's just like that pay-per-view started off so strong. There was the tag match didn't lead it off. What led it off?
oh, I don't even remember.
And then Enzo wins the friggin' Cruiserweight Championship with a kick to the D. The only thing I will say that's somewhat okay about that is how the whole Cruiserweight roster was out there to destroy him Monday night. And Neville was like, because Enzo, I don't know if you pay attention, Enzo was like, if you touch me, you lose your shot at a rematch. And the whole Cruiserweight division was out there, and they went down the ring, and then Neville was like, I do not care, and he just friggin' wrecked him. And Enzo was just out there just talking trash on the whole Cruiserweight division. I've never actually liked the Cruiserweight division until now, because I am to the point now where I hate Enzo Amore. Just because, not because he's a good heel, he cannot wrestle at all. Mm-mm. The talking, I'm so over it. And now, like, he really does, he deserves to just get destroyed.
I don't think he's necessarily a bad wrestler. He's not a bad worker. I think he sells things well. He's great on the mic, but they don't do anything with him. Like, ever. He and Cass, they had so many opportunities to put the belt on him and Cass. And they just never did it. And they just always have Enzo get killed. And it's like, well, you never even had this guy win a match. The whole feud with Cass was a joke. Every time he shows up, he just gets knocked out. Like,
no matter what. And then he's like, I'm going to get down to my boxers. And
that was funny. And then they wasted it.
And then he got destroyed. I'm like, this is so stupid.
So, they booked him terribly, and then they're like, okay, well, now we'll make you Cruiserweight champ. The whole thing is just weird to me. I don't dislike him. I just don't like the way that he's been booked.
Right.
The only good thing that I'm hoping comes out of this, which is what I said for SummerSlam, except maybe I was just a little early. I'm hoping this just gets Neville out of the Cruiserweight division. Get him onto like the actual main roster.
That's what I'm hoping happened Monday night, but I don't know for sure because now he can't ever fight for the title again, whatever. But like, have him go up. Have him, now that he's gone face, they did a great double turn. Have him go after the Miz. Let Miz have somebody else have the IC belt. And although apparently they're just going to keep the title on Lesnar until WrestleMania because everybody wants to see Lesnar Reigns again, right? No,
I don't know. I think Roman beats him at Survivor Series.
That's what they should.
He probably defends against Roman at whatever's in December. And then I don't know what happens after that. And then I think it leads up to Cena and
Roman. It should.
The last rumor I saw was Lesnar's next pay-per-view match is going to be against Balor.
Which what? Yes, and I feel like they're only doing that just so he can finish off Balor.
Well, and to finish off that whole I never lost my title thing. I don't know.
Brock will kill him. Brock will break him in half. Yeah. And I don't like that.
I love Finn Balor.
I'm not the biggest Finn fan, but I don't want to see. Not like Finn Balor. I wanted to see D-Bry go up against Lesnar. I just feel like D-Bry would have been a lot more believable against Lesnar than Finn is. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my bias that I'm not a big Balor guy. I should be. He's Irish. But I'm not. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I mean, we talked about
He's
it with
another
Nick.
guy. I love him, but I feel like they
completely
don't know what to
wasted
do
him.
with him.
He's still fighting
all
with
the
Bray.
momentum when he first came in. Literally all the moment. I mean, he beat Roman and was it Ron? No, who did he beat?
He pinned Roman to get the shot at SummerSlam against, and then he pinned
But even
Rollins
before he
at
beat
SummerSlam.
Roman, he beat somebody else that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was.
Was it Ambrose? Did he go through all three of the Shield to
No,
get
I
the
don't
title?
think. I don't think he did. I think
Was that when they did like the what's it called?
They did.
Or no, that was
Rollins got a bye basically into the finals because they were still treating him like a heel for some stupid reason.
Was it Owens he went through?
Yes, I think it was. I think it was
Owens, Reigns, and then
Rollins.
Rollins.
And then he beat Rollins. Which is like, okay.
Yeah,
obviously,
like,
they think you're the guy.
Shot him right out of a cannon.
He was the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Rollins was.
Was he?
Yes.
No.
He was one of the first.
He was like a top three. It went Rollins, Lesnar, Finn, I think is what it was.
Maybe.
I think Lesnar.
I think Lesnar was actually the second round because that was after his drug violation in UFC.
Which, violate all.
Yeah. But anyway, I love Finn Balor, but it's like they don't know what to do with him.
The match at the pay-per-view was so dumb. It was like Brandon Stroud said. Again, check out at Mr. Brandon Stroud on Twitter. He's the best wrestling blogger there is. They're doing this feud in reverse. Like, if anything, he should have fought Bray first, man to man, and then come back with the demon. He should have lost.
Right.
Then do the ketchup thing or whatever, the barbecue sauce on him or whatever, then come back as a demon. But they're doing it in reverse, and then even like you attack him before the match, beat him down, he can barely stand, they still do the match, and you still lose fair and square. Bray Wyatt is garbage and should go to TNA or something. They had so much momentum when they gave him the title when he pinned AJ and Cena to win that match.
Yeah.
He had all the momentum in the world. He was finally a face. Everybody loved him. And then they let's put bugs in the ring and let's put a house of horrors, and he's been a joke ever since.
Yeah.
I think they're doing that for the whole like, Cena has 15 belts and Orton has 14 or whatever it is. I think it's 13 or 14. And if they trade it back and forth a couple of times, maybe they'll have a match for Orton and Cena.
That's what I said last year, that I was scared to death that WrestleMania was going to be both of them going for 17 for like the vacant title or something. I don't know what it was going to be, but nobody needs to see that.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. So the first match of the pay-per-view was Miz beating Jordan.
Which was actually a good match.
It was, but people do not care one bit about Jordan. Making him Kurt Angle's son, they've turned him into Rocky Maivia. Everybody hates this guy. They loved him when he was with Chad Gable. I don't know what they were thinking making him Kurt's son. I just don't. He has no charisma at all. And then, like, did you see his interview after the match? He's like, actually, Miz, people used to say about my dad when he comes out, it'd be like, you suck. And then he's like, actually, Miz, you suck. And everybody's like, and that was it. And he walked out of the ring, and everybody's like, what was that? That's your trash talk? What was that?
Oh, you suck. No, you suck.
No, actually, you really do suck, dude. So, I don't know.
I like Jason Jordan, but it's like I felt like they pushed the wrong guy out of those.
Yep. I think Gable's the more talented guy.
Awesome.
I think in ring they're pretty on par, but it's more like Gable just has more of a charisma factor to him. Although on SmackDown with him and Shelton Benjamin, I can't disagree with that at all.
I love Shelton Benjamin. The funny thing, though, as much as I loved Shelton Benjamin back in the day, not just because he could take a super kick better than anybody, what the hell was his finishing move? And what is his finishing move now? He doesn't have one because they just do tag team moves. So I'm like, as much as I loved that guy, I have no idea what his finisher was. Was it just a suplex? Do you remember? I cannot remember for the life of me what his finisher was. He won multiple Intercontinental titles, I think U.S. title, tag title, obviously with Haas, but I cannot remember what the hell he would win matches with.
Wasn't it no. I thought he did some kind of a... Yeah, I don't know.
Was it an exploder suplex where you pick one leg up and you grab him here and then you kind of go wham? Maybe it was an exploder suplex, but you can't pin him during that. I don't know what it was.
I don't remember.
Let's see what the Wikipedia says.
We love Wikipedia. I should have got more coffee.
He's got a 450 splash from 2000 to 2002.
Oh, that was when he was in OVW, I think.
Ankle lock from 2013 to current. Dragon whip.
How is that a finishing move? You get their leg and you go, wee.
I don't know. Super kick from 02 to 03 and a T-bone suplex.
See, okay. T-bone exploder suplex where you get one leg up and this one.
And then into a modified scoop power slam.
Yeah, okay. That, as I started talking about it out loud, it kind of started making sense. But I don't know. Hell in a Cell's this Sunday. I'm not going to watch it because I'm going to be at the beach. But Nakamura's not winning. I am now convinced Jinder's holding that thing until WrestleMania, and now I'm starting to think, what if it's Jinder? What if that's how Cena gets number 17? Is he conquers the big bad Indian guy, the big bad foreigner, and that's how he gets number 17?
I can't see them keeping Jinder until
I don't think they
Mania.
headline
Like, there's no way.
Jinder Mahal.
They won't be the headline. But it should be. If Cena's winning 17, it should be right.
I mean, like you're gonna have two choices there. It's either gonna be Cena or Lesnar as your main event because that's what WWE does.
When was the last time we had a non-part-timer in the main event? Undertaker was last year at 33.
Oh, at Mania?
Yeah. 32 was
Triple H.
Triple H and Roman. One of the worst main events of all time. Before that,
31 Brock
and Roman.
30.
Seth won the title. 30 was... It was 30. It was Bryan and Well, I mean, Batista was there, but Orton was the champ in the triple threat. So I guess that was it. It's been 4 years.
Well, and technically Batista was full time at that point.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
So like
that was horrible. Oh man.
I think they're gonna do Cena beating Mahal probably at Survivor Series, if I had to guess.
I don't know. The only thing I wonder, I almost hate that we know so much about the behind the scenes stuff. He's going to be shooting some Transformers movie, but I don't know when it is. The Bumblebee movie, that's what it is. He's not Bumblebee, but he is the human star in that movie. It's like a
Cena?
Bumblebee prequel. Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Because Transformers wasn't bad enough already.
Well, I find those movies entertaining. But
they're entertaining, but you know
they're
what?
not good movies. I'm
No.
not saying that. I'm saying they're entertaining.
But you know what I hate? We can get 5 or 6 Transformers movies.
But we can't get a third Ninja Turtles movie. When the second one was so good.
It
I
was the
still haven't
cartoon
seen
come to
either
life.
of them.
Oh my god!
The first one you can skip.
The second
The
one
second
so
one was
good.
awesome.
And it actually ends on a cliffhanger, and you don't know what happens with a certain character, and it's like, no, we're never going to know. But we'll just, China keeps watching, no offense to China, but y'all keep watching these Transformers movies, and that keeps pushing them over $1 billion, so they're going to keep making them, but we can't get Ninja Turtles 3.
You know, it's not this last Transformers movie, the one that's coming out, or the one before that, the first one with Wahlberg in it.
Yeah.
It was like it was a crappy movie, but there was one scene that I was like, okay, I just turned 12 again. It was
really
Optimus Prime riding a T-Rex.
Yes.
Like, if anything's going to turn me back to 12, that's going to do it.
That's what the whole Ninja Turtles movie was.
Basically,
much. It was awesome.
Pure, nostalgia.
So before we get into what we're playing, there were details released on the Atari box. It's not worth talking about. Anybody going to spend $350 on a Linux-based Atari emulator system that they don't even have the confidence in to just produce it themselves, and they're going to ask for money on Kickstarter? No, me neither. Do you care?
No.
Great. Moving on.
I don't care about Atari in general.
No. So, Sean, you had a whole lot of flying to do this week.
I did.
I cannot wait to ask this question.
Yes.
What have you been playing this past week?
I have been playing a lot of... I think in the end I logged more time in Severed.
Okay.
Because I played Severed basically from London until Chicago. And Mega Man. Metroid, I think I'm maybe 3.5 hours in or so. So Severed. I beat it. I really enjoyed it. It got a little repetitive, but it was fun. It didn't matter because I wasn't logged in or anything, so I couldn't get a platinum, whatever, but I wouldn't have gotten the platinum. There were some things that I just couldn't figure out, and there's this one where, there's a couple, the symbols on the map where you can use your eye thing or the teeth thing to like open up a new path or whatever, and there's a whole area of, where was it? The the haunted, that whole area, whatever it's called. For the life of me, I couldn't get to it because of the whole sun door, moon door thing.
Oh, there was one.
I'm like, okay, so I need to get in there, but I can't because the sun door is closed or the moon door was closed or whatever. I couldn't find the thing to flip it. And I'm like, okay, well, there's this one, but no, I can't get there. Or there's this one, but if I flip it, then I'm not going to be able to get to here. And for the life of me, I'm just like, I don't know how to get there. And then
if I wasn't going for the platinum, I kind of remember that where it was almost like a circular hallway where it's like it would close and go here. Or is this the one where you had to open it and then you went in? Or there was another one that got so confusing for me where you had to like teleport to another world. And then, like, you could go in different rooms that were blocked in the other world, but not in this world. And then you would open something. You'd, like, open a door and then go back to the other. Like, you'd go in a portal.
That sounds like what the resolution probably would have had to be. Because I looked everywhere. I planned out, okay, what if I go here? Okay, that takes me here. Once I'm here, okay, I can go over here. And I had, like, 12 moves planned out in advance, and it still never got me to anywhere where I could flip it to... I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to go and try to get everything. But the game was a lot of fun. There were some fights, a lot of them. It was all where you had to, when you get I don't even remember what it is, where you can walk on the clouds or whatever.
Yeah, those
fights are basically
where it's timed. Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so I need to take this enemy out all right, let me go over to this guy so I can steal his power-ups, then go over to this guy so I can kill him really quick so he stops bothering me, and then I gotta go over here. And, like, if you miss, like, a single block...
It's gotta go bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I'm like, you have to do it perfectly to beat it. And there was one or two of those that I couldn't beat, and I was getting frustrated. So, it was cool. I'm glad I played it. I don't feel the need to... Even if I could theoretically get a platinum for it, I still don't know that. Again, I can't bring myself to care enough about platinums. And I'm sure I could have done it with a guide. Yeah. I could have looked up a guide and how do I get to this area? Well, go over here, then you got to go here and here and here and here and here and here, then teleport, then go here, 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 and now you're there.
Right.
But I'm just like, if I have to resort to doing a guide, I don't really want to do it that way. And then that was that. But no, it really hooked me. I mean, like I said, I played it for probably 6 straight hours on that flight.
That's awesome.
This was after I got like 2.5 hours of sleep the night before, the previous night.
I don't even know.
I was tired, and it kept my focus. I figured I could just play it until I'm like, okay, I'm starting to nod off, and I'd put it away and go to sleep, and then I never went to sleep.
You're like, nope, I got to beat this.
But no, I enjoyed it. It was a really good game.
Awesome. I'm glad you finally played it.
And then I played a lot of Metroid. I'm torn on this game. It's very good, but it's definitely more along the lines of like fusion. Like it doesn't seem like a real... It kind of plays like a Metroid game, but then it also kind of doesn't. Like how you can... Like how pretty much almost every single enemy does the little they like telegraph their move like with the little flash so you can block it and then shoot.
Everything's a one-hit kill. Once it took at the beginning, that's what I was telling Nick, for like the first half hour to an hour, I was like, I don't know why, but I couldn't get the timing right. But obviously it's flash, you push X and then you shoot them. That's all you got to do. But it's like they'd flash and go, which button is it? Ow.
See, that's what I do. I'm not good enough, and I think because I'm using my 3DS, not the XL, where everything's so small. But
you should try to remember.
Whenever I'm about to like get attacked, I never think I gotta hit X. Like, I can only hit X to block it if I'm going into it trying to do that.
Try to remind me to just take my 3DS XL because it's so much like, and it was the same thing when I played Link Between Worlds on that bigger screen. I was like, whoa, this is like a new game. Just borrow mine. Just finish it on mine.
But no, I love it. It's beautiful. It's cool, but also it kind of gets repetitive. I don't know if things will change eventually, but
they do.
I want some actual Metroid-style boss fights. I don't want to just keep fighting these little Metroid creatures that fly back and forth and back and forth. And
so, have you only fought that one kind of Metroid?
No, I fought 2. Well, I fought the little one and then the bigger one. The bigger ones that are sometimes ice or fire or lightning, whatever. That's it. But I got through Area 3 relatively quickly. I mean, it's a big area, but like I never found myself confused on where to go. I found all 10 Metroids pretty easily. Now I'm in the next area, and I basically just got there and saved it, but I'm pretty sure down at the bottom it said only 1 Metroid. So that's kind of weird. But so I'm in Area 4, but I haven't done anything. Area 3 was a little disappointing because all I got was a grappling hook. 2, I got the high jump, the wave beam.
You're like, okay, now this is a Metroid.
Something else. And then I think in Area 3, all I got was a grappling beam. I'm like, oh. I kept I'd find a new area or I'd kill one of the Metroids and be like, ooh, I wonder what I'm going to get now. And then there's nothing. And then, but before you know it, I was at the end of it and all I'd gotten was the grappling beam, which I don't even like. But it's a good game. I don't it's too... I know I can backtrack.
I didn't do a whole lot of backtrack.
But you only backtrack if you want more missiles and energy tanks.
Once you get up to 130, 140 missiles, I'm like, I really don't need more.
Right. So it kind of doesn't
I did end up getting every energy tank. I was very proud of myself for that.
How many are there? Because I feel like I'm not... Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. I found 4 of them. Yeah. I thought I was way behind, but it just doesn't play like a real... a normal Metroid game. If you ever go back and play Fusion, it kind of plays more like that.
Like a collect-a-thon kind of a thing?
Sort of. And it really holds your hand. Not that this game does, but this game, as far as Metroid games go, seems a little too linear for my tastes.
Yeah.
You go from here, and then you go do this area, and then you do this area, and then you do this, and it's not like, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I absolutely love it, but I was never a huge fan of the Prime games. I don't really remember much about Other M. To me, Super Metroid's still number 1.
I agree.
I'd say Zero Mission's number 2. I would probably put maybe one of the I don't even know which Prime was my favorite, but that would probably be the next one. This is maybe like my 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put it above like Fusion. I like it better than Fusion, but I don't know. It's fun. It's kind of like Zelda, where you always like to go back to that 2D style. Like, I'll play any Metroid game they release in 2D form.
Yep.
I'm going to play every single one of them, just like Zelda. I mean, I'll play every Zelda game 3D or 2D, but yeah.
Same.
But yeah, so I think I'm like maybe 3.5 hours into it or so.
Okay.
How long did it take you to beat?
I beat it just like 12 and 5 minutes or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
Okay, so I got a ways to go still.
I will say, not going to spoil anything, but there's not as many boss fights as I would have liked.
Yeah.
Like Super Metroid, there's no 2-screen tall bosses, but the ones that are there, I would say there's really 3 bosses.
Okay.
You can say the Metroids are all mini bosses.
Yeah.
As you get towards the end, though, there are mini bosses that are challenging. But again, it's still they're hard as hell. But once you see the patterns and stuff, it's all pattern recognition, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hate the grappling beam in this, and I hate the grappling beam in Super Metroid. I had to just keep going save state load, because I couldn't do that wing wing wing, that one part. I couldn't do it. This, for some reason, it just controls so much better. Controls better than it did in Axiom Verge. I don't know what it is, but I was going to ask you, after playing this and how good the controls are and how I love how you can hold L down and aim in any direction and stuff, I'm like, can I go back and play Zero Mission in Fusion?
Yes.
I went back and started Zero Mission last night. And I played like an hour, and I'm like, this is awesome. It looks like Metroid, except much better, and there's a map, and I'm like, this still... But even with that, you don't have the free aim, but you push L to just aim diagonally without running. So that's a big... That's like, okay, that's good enough. I love it. So
you'll love Zero Mission.
the one thing I will say is when you get to the very last boss fight, I don't know if you're going to do it this week because you're a little busy, but when you get to that last boss fight, I just want you to look in the background, and there is something happening back there that I'm in this super stressful boss fight where I probably died 10, 12 times. And then I look in the background and I see this certain thing happening, and I'm just like trying not to laugh as I'm concentrating on the boss. Just keep that in mind for when you get there. And once you get there, it's funny.
Interesting.
Jayson, you started a little game called Horizon Zero Dawn.
I did.
What do you think so far?
I'm hooked.
Yes.
Um,
This is a smart man, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
don't know. I'm probably 4 or 5 hours in, something like that. Just finished the trials thing.
Okay.
I forget what the actual name of it is.
The Proving?
Yes, that.
Yep.
It's a very, very fun game. A lot of sneaking around, which I'm not terribly fond of, but it works for this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of games where like sneaking around, it just doesn't fit well with me. Like Splinter Cell, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand sneaking around in that game. This one's kind of like, I'm just hiding in the bushes. Oh my god! And then stab this thing in the side and kill it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit more of that. Oddly enough, it reminds me of a couple of the Assassin's Creed games, because there's the Assassin's Creed games are all tied together with like a story within a story, shall we say, and the whole like older civilization thing is in that.
Okay.
Or is in all the Assassin's Creed games. So,
Okay.
it just reminded me a lot of Assassin's Creed 3, I guess.
Okay.
But
3 is the one I really wanted to play just because of the setting.
oh, that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I still got it. It's sitting in the
have
box
it?
up there. Yeah, my buddy Jim gave it to me. He's like, I don't need this. Here you go. I'm like, okay, I can't
Was
wait.
that PS3?
Yeah, and it's like been up there for like 5 years, and I've just never opened it. I want to play it. One of these days I'll play it.
Yeah, I want to say it's a 4-year-old game at this point.
Okay.
Because it's 4 Black Flag, or I'm sorry, 3, 4 Unity, Syndicate,
and
skipped
now
a year, Origins.
Yep.
So, But yeah, that was whenever get time, I'm firing up I basically have to use another game to get away from Final Fantasy 12 for a while. Because with me, I love RPGs. I just love, they're one of my favorite game types to play. My problem with RPGs is you get to this point in every RPG, sometimes multiple times, where I just have to level up a lot right now. Yeah. And it is boring, it is time consuming, and very grindy. And I'm just like, you know what? Got 2 games over there that I haven't beaten yet. Let me go fire up one of them.
That's what I loved about Horizon Zero Dawn. Everybody calls it an action RPG. I think it's RPG in the loosest sense of terms. But I never felt like I had to grind in that. I hit the level cap
because all it does is you get extra HP.
You just get XP, and you can unlock more things and stuff. But it's never like, it all came naturally. Like, I got to level 50, I think in the last huge mission of the game. I think that's when I hit it. But I've been doing a lot of side quests and stuff to make sure I could get the platinum and that. But I never felt like I was grinding for it, and that's what always has held me back on like traditional RPGs.
Yeah, Horizon doesn't seem like that would be a problem. Although with action RPGs, I hit a similar point where it's like I get to this boss battle and I just fight and fight and fight and die and die and die, and I just have to set it down.
Yeah,
and come back to it. So yeah, that was a nice thing to fire up. I also fired up I Am Setsuna. I beat, actually, when I was out here last, I had it on my Switch and was playing on the flight back. That's a fun game.
Did you ever go back to that, Sean?
I didn't. No, I probably, if all of my work travel happens, that's probably when I'll play it.
Yeah.
Now that I beat Severed, I hope I will have beaten Metroid by then. So that's probably when I'll finally get to play through that.
Yeah.
But I like it so far.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours into it or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're already further than I am.
Basically, the whole just finished the whole quote unquote training area that you start off with, and moved on to the next area and finished part of that. Game's definitely a traditional JRPG.
Yeah.
But it's very good. We'll see how it turns out.
I have a question. What are your thoughts on Shovel Knight?
That game is fun but frustrating.
Yeah. People acted like this game isn't that difficult, and I'm like, I don't know. I think it's quite difficult.
If you're one of those people that are just like a savant at platformers, this game wouldn't. I can see that. I've never been good at platformers. Ever.
I've never been good at Mega Man games, and that's why I wasn't great at this. But I loved it, and it was so frustrating that like when I beat the level or beat the boss, I was
yeah.
I mean, I was sitting in the airport, and when I went to leave here last time, and I was playing Shovel Knight, and I got to the Plague Knight level, where it's like the guy that throws all the bombs.
Potions and stuff. Yep.
Like, and I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm going to fire up I Am Setsuna. I've been playing Sonic Mania too. Whenever I just need to like mindlessly run around.
Nice.
Sonic's good for that.
It's kind of the definition of a Sonic game.
Yep.
I'm just going to run around all these things and collect all these rings.
I think it was right when I beat Severed. I was like, well, now what? So I loaded up Shovel Knight because I feel like getting my DS out, and I started playing through some of the challenges, the trials, whatever they're called, the Challenge of Olympus, basically. And I have beaten a few of them on mine, but I think I beat a couple on yours that I hadn't actually beaten on mine yet. But then I think I beat the first like 6 or 7 of them, and then I got to one where it was just like, nope, I can't beat it, and then I just gave up on it at that point. But
hey, Sean, speaking of trial modes, did you ever do the trial mode in Final Fantasy 12?
No, I was actually thinking about that recently. I'm like, I need to get back into Final Fantasy, but I'm like, there's only so much left for me to do unless I just try to get to level 99 just to get to level 99. And I don't know that I'm going to, and I don't know that I'm going to beat what's like the super duper optional boss?
Turtle Rock.
The equivalent of that in this game.
I forget the name
Is
of
it
it. It's
Omega Mark
yeah, it's
13 or whatever, or is that not? Is there something about
Something like
something
that.
that has like 25 million HP?
Good lord.
It's ridiculous.
Oh,
I'm
is
like,
this the thing you were telling me you got to fight for like 6 hours or something?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's like a Destiny raid.
Several hours.
You literally at least I don't know about with Zodiac mode or Zodiac version, but the other one you literally had like you could look up online how to set up your gambits in such a way that you can never die, and literally just have it come back, go to bed, and wake up the next morning. That's what a lot of people were telling you. It's like a giant dragon, if memory serves.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'll ever beat that. So I think I've gotten all of the Espers except for Zodiark. And then I think I have like 3 or 4 more hunts to do, but I think that is one of the hunts.
That's the last hunt. You have to
So
do.
I don't think I'm ever going to beat this. So it's like, and I was thinking, I'm like, I need a reason to get back into this. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I never even did the trials thing. So I do need to try that and see how far I can get. But
I got to at level what am I guys like 34, 33, something like that. I got through the first 14 without having a problem.
yeah.
But what I didn't know is when you load up trial mode, it gives you gold in or gil rather in the game itself. So if you need
Really?
gil, go do trial modes.
Interesting. I don't think I do, but I did before. That would have been
Nice to know.
helpful.
Yeah.
But, oh, well.
It also uses like your or if you just want to if you look up the rewards, you get potions and stuff throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you can use that to increase your supply of those.
Yeah, I do need to get back into that and just try that out, but not this week.
Yeah.
You're a little busy this week.
Little busy. Yeah.
All I've really been playing this week, I beat Metroid. I really loved it. It got to a point where it was repetitive, but then when you get to those last few areas, especially like area 7 and 8, the Metroids that you're fighting, you're down to like 2 or 3 or something, and the ones that you fight are like, holy crap. Like, I want to go back. I've been meaning to. I just don't ever remember to when I actually have free time. I want to go look at Metroid 2 on the Game Boy and see what these Metroids look like in that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they were all... I picture them all just being the... I thought this whole thing... I didn't know you had to kill these things. I thought for some reason once you
You're
found
capturing them
you
or something?
captured them.
Well, in a way, you're capturing their DNA.
Right.
But, yeah.
So, I beat it. Like I said, there are bosses. The 3 main bosses that there are, very frustrating.
Really?
Yeah. But in a good way, same like I was saying with Shovel Knight, once I beat him, I was just... Yes! And I think all 3... Actually, the final boss, when I finally beat it, I just went on a run where I had like 5 energy tanks left or something. It's 3 phases, and I finally beat it with like 5 energy tanks left. I couldn't believe it. I was like... I stayed up. It was like 10:45 at night, the night before. Jess came out and was like, "You're still awake?" I'm like, "What time is..." Oh, my God. I've been at this boss for like an hour. It's like, okay, I need to go to bed. And then I took it to work with me the next day. Lunch break, went out to the truck, turned it on, air conditioning. All right, let's fight this guy. Boom. 10 minutes later, I'm done. I'm like, oh, well, I guess maybe I was just tired last night. I don't know. But I loved it. Very interesting the way it ends, because I wonder what they're going to do next with 2D Metroid, if they're going to go somewhere new. Because so I looked up the chronology. So it goes, I don't remember all the other games, but 1, 2, and then the Super Metroid is essentially Metroid 3. And then Fusion, I think, is the very last one in the timeline.
I think so.
Or
it's near. I don't know about primes, but it's towards the end. Yeah.
So I beat that. I really loved it. It's going to be up there on my Games of the Year list. I got the SNES Classic. Shout out to Nintendo. Y'all did it right. I had no faith in you at all. Reggie Fils and me, I called you a liar. I'm sorry. You'll never see this, but you were not a liar. I walked into our GameStop, like I had reserved mine, and I was like, am I going to... Because once it became apparent that they were sending out a boatload of these, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sell it. Jess was like, just buy the stupid thing. We can take it, like it'll be memories for the kids. When we go to the beach, they're so small. It's easy. Bring them. We'll hook them up in the condo. We can play then, forget about them for the rest of the year, whatever. I didn't need it because I've got another system that's amazing. But I was telling Sean, my oldest Noah had a pool party to end. I mean, I don't even know how they were swimming that water. It's fine during the day, but then when it gets down to 60 at night, that water cannot be very. But they're kids; they don't care. They're dumb.
They don't know any better.
You're not dumb. I love you. But then I hooked up the NES and the Super Nintendo, and the kids mostly gravitated towards the NES, which blew my mind. But some of them went in there. Nick was all about. He kept trying the different Kirby games, going back and forth. I saw him playing F-Zero. He and one of Noah's friends did Mario Kart, and they were like, "This is Mario Kart? What the heck?" Because they're used to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch.
Yeah.
So they're like, "How is this?" They didn't really get into Mario that much. What else were they playing? Street Fighter 2, of course, and I saw them playing Donkey Kong also. So they were sampling them.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. So shout out to Nintendo. Our Best Buy, when I walked in there to get my wife a case for her iPhone, I was like, hey, I was waiting in line, talking to the guy up front. You know, they got the little security guy that just stands up there. I was like, how many did you have waiting in line? He said, we only had like 25 people. I was like, oh, wow, that's weird. How many did you get? He said, hundreds. And he just smiled. I was like, seriously? He said, yeah. And then I saw him back there. They had a door open. Basically, they were just telling you, if you want one, go to the front register, just say it. They grab you when you go. You don't have to go find it.
Right.
They had just stacks of them in this room, like this security room up front. I was like, that's awesome, because everybody that wants one of these can get one of these. And now that the launch was so good after the pre-orders were so bad, I believe them that they're going to keep sending these out. And if you didn't get one for some reason, you're going to have a chance to get one before Christmas. That's how it should be. The only other thing they should have done, they should be re-releasing the NES Classic before Christmas. They shouldn't be waiting till the summer. That's weird. But I do think when it comes back out, it's going to have 45 games.
I hope so.
And 2 controllers is what I think they're going to do.
I hope so.
I have no inside information, just kind of what it feels like. But then I didn't really play it that much because I don't need it. So like I was saying, I fired up the Pi, started Zero Mission. I've got the cart. I think I still got her. No, I gave it back to you, I think. Yeah. I love it. It's fun. Like I said, the L being able to aim diagonally makes a big difference. There's this huge caterpillar thing that keeps coming out of the ground. It shakes, and then this thing, it's got a big eye, and I got to shoot him, and then he just goes away. Pretty sure that was not in Metroid 1. No. So I'm interested to see where it goes from here. I really like it so far.
Yeah.
I've never played those.
This is the way Metroid 1 should have been played. When you actually, because Metroid on the NES, no map. You have no idea where you're going. There's no context.
There's
or
no
anything.
saving.
Yes.
You need to beat it in one. It's just, yeah.
This is how it should have been.
Well, it's like one of the old school Nintendo games. A lot of them are like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Mario Brothers didn't have any saves, really.
Just punishing. And that's why, like, when we were talking that one day about permadeath and people are just babies now, it's like you didn't used to be able to save everything. Like, it was crazy that you could save Zelda 1 back in 87. That was insane.
Yep.
Oh, that was the other thing. I fired up NES Golf. Not as good as I remember it.
Really?
No, I forgot. It does not. Not only does it not automatically select your club for you, it doesn't even show you how far with an arrow or with like number of yards or anything how far your club is going to go. So you're like, holy crap! You actually have to know how to play golf to know how far it's crazy. Wow. So I turned that off real quick because I was just looking for something to play. It was last night. Jess was at Bunko, and I was like, let me try Metro, because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to Zero Mission and Fusion, and then I fired it up and I'm like, yeah, this is great. So
yeah,